that next Thursday is Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You don't know.
So we won't be here next Thursday. We'll be here Tuesday and the time after and up to the practice period. We're moving towards, although it's way far away. Where did she go? Buddhist Enlightenment Retreat that is non-residential, but we could figure out residential ways for people to come and stay. Wisdom. And anyway, think about it's what long retreats are important. You just take this practice in a way that's important. Okay. Number 8, the ground of immovability. I actually spent a fair amount of time going down numerous rabbit holes trying to figure out what's the best way to present this, because this one feels they're all important. So we'll see what happens and how much time we have. I will remind us that these teachings are called the round teachings. Round teaching. So what is that? This is such a great question and koan. So we have been, just to review, the ground of joyfulness, generosity, the ground of stainlessness is ethical, moral behavior, the ground of shining light, patience, the ground of blazing brilliance, vigor. I love this language. The ground of the difficult to conquer. Vigor. The difficult to conquer ground, meditation. Jhanas. The ground of direct presence, wisdom, understanding. The far-reaching ground, skillful means. The ground of immovability, vows. And we'll be moving into in the weeks ahead, the ground of excellent intelligence, spiritual powers, and the ground of the Dharma cloud, knowledge. Now, there's a phrase, the circle of the way, because of course, when things are listed from 1 to 10, and it's sort of presented as you get this one, then you get this one, and these are all high bodhisattva states, and we're all comparing ourselves to it and thinking what failing, limited human beings we are, but the whole point of it is to release ourselves from linear thinking. And what is the place where these and everything are intimately woven and interweaving and twining and entangled and alive and completely without beginning and end. And they are each particular and important grounds for us to focus on and to cultivate. So I want to say something about the circle of the way. Kaz, who does the Ensos, circle of the way. Ensos, our little logo. We have a little logo on for every day for Dharma Heart Zen is the Enso. Kaz says Dogen only mentions it 4 times, and it represents the heart of his teachings. I think it's the heart of the teaching. So what is this circle of the way? Dogen affirms a way that is round. Circle of the way is a translation of the Japanese word dokkan, literally meaning way ring. The practice of each one of us, however humble and immature, is something powerful and indispensable. The journey of just this person, upright and present, that touches and includes all of time and space, all practitioners and Buddhas, all beings past, present, and future, echoing and rippling with no gap. Reminiscent of the Avatamsaka teachings. I love all this, and it all just starts sounding like it's all different and it's all the same. The circle of practice, this is from Cause, more or less. The circle of practice is complete even at the beginning. Practice and realization, process and goal are inseparable. This practice, the circle of the way, practice, realization, continuous practice is renewed moment after moment. At the moment you begin taking a step, we have arrived. And we keep arriving each moment forever. In Dogen's words, we experience immeasurable hundreds of eons in one day, in one moment. He says between aspiration, the rising of bodhicitta is possibility of waking up and waking up with and for all beings. Between aspiration, practice, enlightenment, and nirvana, there is not a moment's gap. Continuous practice is the circle of the way. This being so, continuous practice is unstained, not forced by you or others. The power of this continuous practice confirms you as well as others. It means your practice affects the entire earth and the entire sky in the 10 directions, although not noticed by others or by yourself. It is so. It's all just the Avatamsaka Sutra. I mean, it's all just different ways of describing the isness of beingness. And Suzuki Roshi says, we touch it with our bodies. We touch it with our body. So all of that is to lead us into, because I think we have had, well, I have had the experience of when we chant and when we enter the language of the Avatamsaka Sutra and chapter 26 and the 10 Bodhisattva grounds is there's so the language is extravagant and the language is abundant, and we can get kind of lost in it. We can give ourselves to it. I find sometimes a word or a phrase comes forward, like it just kind of pops up like a little bubble popping up, and it's like, oh, all the rest of it, I'm not quite sure what any of it was, but here's this. And you may have that experience today. But so I wanted to help kind of enter us through the circle of the way and this deep ground of our practice. And then what and now I'm going to try to enter and decode a little bit of the 8th ground before we chant it. Okay? We're all still here. If I can find myself, I enter those grounds and it's like, what in the world? And what am I going to say? And how do I? It's
The great mystery.
Yeah, so here we are. Okay, it says, no, it actually, it's a common. Where did I get this? Anyway, I have lots of different sources. The 8th ground marks a critical point of no return on the path to Buddhahood. It's like there's no going back. And I think, I mean, if you're like me, you probably bargained with all of this a lot. You know, well, maybe I'm in except for this part. Well, maybe I was in except that. But there is a place that we all know of immovability where this I'm all in as a human being, bodhisattva. I don't know exactly what that means, but I can feel it in my, you know, that place in your body where it's, everything's swirling, your brain's swirling, but there's some energetic place where it just goes, oh. It's visceral, and you can't hang on to it, you can't really describe it, but there's a place where you just do know. It's like a plumb line. And here it's called vow. And I do think, in my experience, that vow is that phone line. That's the language we use in this religion. So I looked, Okamura Sensei, Living by Vow. The definition of a bodhisattva is a person who lives by vow instead of by karma, habit patterns, identification with the delusion. Vow is like a magnet or compass that shows us the direction toward the Buddha, towards the Buddha in ourselves. The plumb line, magnet or compass. So here are the characteristics of the eighth ground. Irreversibility. There is no longer any possibility of backsliding or wavering in commitment to the path. I think just, yes, I will. Suzuki Roshi's, yes, I will. Of course we all backslide. Of course we all, I mean, maybe not. Yes, I will. 2, acquisition of patience. You acquire unproduced Dharma patience because you realize, some part of you realizes the true nature of everything. That it's completely empty and it's completely alive and dynamic. And that it's beyond anything you can conceptualize or grasp. And there's a kind of, it's called unproduced Dharma patience. Seems to me it has something to do with what it feels like to sit in this place. It's like maybe the patience of forbearance, of just like the world is beautiful and crazy and just this. To me, there's a fierceness to it. But it doesn't have to fight for anything. 3rd, freedom from discrimination and attachment. You see all of your concepts. You see the world the way we do it through duality. You see it. You know you can identify with it. You know that it's suffering, but you also just know that it's suffering. Suffering, there's a cause of suffering, there's a waking up from suffering. We get it. I get it. You get it. You wouldn't keep showing up if you didn't get it. Doesn't mean you don't keep acting like a deluded human being. That's where true compassion comes from. Sovereign ease. Sovereign ease. Effortless, limitless, sovereign ease, and great spiritual powers. Rachel's going to tell us about that next Tuesday. I'm so excited. To benefit all sentient beings. And allowing it to manifest in various forms, to save countless beings, to enter countless samadhis, samadhis. Immovability right in the midst of endless mind states, heart states, being states, within a single thought moment. Like you're not working to get someplace, it's just here. And in that place, you see limitless Buddhas. But I keep thinking, I just love this. It's like in those moments, you really do see and experience everything and everyone in Buddha. But we all know that's rather fleeting, at least in my experience. Whoa, that was so cool. The whole world was just perfect for that. Yeah. And then it all, it's just like, wait a minute, what happened? It didn't look that way this moment. I haven't seen you sort of. Okay. Skill and means. Rachel talked beautifully about that on Tuesday. A bodhisattva develops profound skill in means, able to use various, sometimes seemingly unconventional methods to guide beings towards upright conduct and freedom and ease, loving kindness, compassion. 100,000 hands and eyes. That's Avalokiteshvara. Here it says, and compassionate activity. Firmly rooted in this deep realization, the Bodhisattva acts out of universal compassion. The core intention is pure. How can I help? How can I help? Sometimes what do you think you're helping isn't exactly helping, or you're really surprised that you thought you were being so helpful. And then people don't think you're being helpful. But the intention is you keep coming back to the core intention that you really want to help everybody wake up, for us all to be free and present. Says here, the descriptions of this ground emphasize a state that is beyond the reach of ordinary conceptual thought. It's immeasurable and boundless. You can intuit it, but you can't hang on to it. Compassion and skillful means are automatic and spontaneous. Isn't that cool? I just love that. Is what's the appropriate response? It's automatic and spontaneous. So you trust this place. You try to figure things out. You try to understand things. Of course, we do all that. But it's just this place of immovability that you really, your whole life is devoted to, because you know it's in this place where you have any hope of not causing more harm. And just being a compassionate, awakening being. There is no need to plan or contemplate how best to benefit others, since bodhisattvas on the 8th level automatically respond correctly to every situation, which would include, I would assume, responding incorrectly. Because I'm because if you're gauging it by it's always going to look good or skilled or from these human eyes skillful, then I think you're setting yourself up. It's just response, because the minute there's a response where you judge it, and then you get into your head, which is into all of your karmic patterns, then I mean that's okay too. But this is all it. There's none of it that isn't it. It's just how much can you keep coming back? That's the place. That's the vow. That's the place of immovability. Just come back. The backward step. Okay, we still sort of together more or less, right? So I thought I would just because some of you are, nor do you have to look at the book, which I didn't bring, but the chapters. So it's like looking at these chapters, and I get through about 5 pages, and I think, and then you know that place when you're reading and you start leafing ahead to see how long the chapter is. I could barely absorb. It's just like, where are we? And what? So I didn't want to. I didn't want to relieve all of you from that place a little bit, but I didn't want to overwhelm you. So I thought that I would just sort of name the different, like 28 or 30 points that we're going to stamp the summary at the very edge, but at the very end. So it starts with introductory verses, and we have known through each of these grounds descriptions that they all are so delighted. Yeah. Everybody is so they're filled with joyous delight, and vast worlds are open and shining. And then there's the Dharma request, which comes every time. I mean, you have to have ritual, right? This has to be. It is very ritualized. At that time, Liberation Moon Bodhisattva again set forth a request. Everyone in this assembled congregation has become still. We pray that you will describe the practice aspects that one sequentially enters in reaching the 8th ground. So interesting. It's joyful delight, and it's also seems like simultaneously still. Why? What is it? They pray. Please, may we understand this. So then Vajragarbha commences an explanation about the 8 grounds and tells the 10 accomplishments, the 10 types of comprehensions, explains profound practice, likens it to awakening from a river fording dream. There's a few things in here. But having seen that beings are being swept away in the four floods, they exert themselves with great bravery and bring forth great vigor to rescue all beings and bring them home. Due to this bravery and vigor, bodhisattvas and all beings then succeed in reaching the ground of immovability. And it's because of original vows, the original vow that is always here and that I think we each come in with, just express it in different ways in this lifetime, that enable us, bodhisattvas, to generate countless and boundlessly many different ways to work with awakening and helping all beings. So the practices are measureless. They all rely on the Dharma of immovability. It's likened to sailing out into the ocean. Once you've accumulated this vast store of goodness and set sail in the ship of the great vehicle out onto the ocean of bodhisattvas, of bodhisattva practices, then but in a single mind moment, you're able to effortlessly employ all Buddha knowledges, which is skillful means in any moment. Once you're in your little boat out in the vast ocean and you said, here I am, I've set sail, all of Buddha knowledge is the ocean, is everything, and it's completely accessible. And the minute you just say, what is it and how can I be of help? The response arises. Because you know about the arising and destruction of worlds, the four elemental fate, you know all about the earth element, water, fire, and wind elements. You know about the characteristic of all atoms. You know about the three realms of existence, the desire, form, and formless realms. You know what's appropriate for each being, and you have a knowledge of the 10 body types that include beings bodies, bodies of land, bodhisattva bodies, knowledge of the knowledge body, knowledge of the Dharma body, knowledge of the empty space body. And it says, in case you're a little overwhelmed, to state this in terms of the most essential point, the bodhisattva dwelling on this ground of immovability is able to gather all dharmas of the body and all that they do through their physical, verbal, and mental deeds. You can show up. It's all available. You have everything you need. Which means you're able to be of service. And among the 10 paramitas, this bodhisattva is especially superior in their practice of the paramita of vows. It is not that they do not practice the other paramitas, rather simply accord them in the amount of emphasis according to their own strengths and to what is fitting. So everybody's going to do this in their own way. Yes, I will. Good Hiroshi. Yes, I will. Don't think whether you can, I mean, you're already on a bodhisattva path the minute you say the bodhisattva vows, which are completely impossible, which if you had any sense at all, you would never agree to do, because you know that you can't do them. You know that you're going to fail, but you have to do them anyway. And so you just keep saying, yes, I will. I just want to add into this that because I've been hanging out with the Sanctuary Coalition, it's so humbling how much you don't know. Is people keep saying, si se puede, si se puede, did I say it right? Si se puede.
Yeah.
And well, now I know it means, yes, we can. Which came out of my understanding of the grape strikes and the farm workers. And I started thinking, I really like that one. Because instead of saying, yes, I will, there's something about you say, we. Yes, we can. there's something in that that feels so collective, and we each have to do it by ourselves. But there's also this really deep wisdom of, and we're all gonna do this together, and together we can do this. It's impossible, but we're doing it, and we're gonna do it. Okay, that's the ground to me in movability. Yes, we can. Yes, I will.
How do you say it in Spanish again?
Say it, everybody.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede. Let's all say it.
Sí se puede.
For your, I went to something at the jail. I mean, I've been doing different things, just, and when people say it because they have it in their bodies, it's really powerful. It's like, this is what people's lives have been, people who have been, I mean, it's a certain cultural awareness that life is not gonna give you anything. And yes, we can.
That was Barack Obama's mantra
Did he
when he
really?
ran.
Oh,
But it was Cesar Chavez.
it was Cesar Chavez and Dolores Fuertes.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I kind of like that too, because it's also a little. more
It's the sacred
spiritual.
circle.
We could all use.
Yeah.
So having said that, let's chant. And let's all know that, enter it, feel it in your body. Share it, it's gonna go up on screen.
Not additional ones, these are more additional ones.
I can look at the screen.
Yes. Oh, wait, so this is it?
We're on the screen if you need to.
We're doing it, this is the 8th round, right? 8th.
Oh, we're doing. Okay.
Is that this?
8th.
This is it?
Well, it should say on the top.
Okay, it just doesn't look like a chain.
The 8th round, immovability, Vajragarbha Bodhisattva summarizing verses.
At that time, Vajragarbha Bodhisattva, wishing to proclaim his meaning once more, thereby other verses saying, having on 7 grounds cultivated expedience and wisdom, having thoroughly assembled path-assisted practices and great power, having become supported by those most honored among people, and seeking the supreme knowledge, they ascend to the 8th ground. They perfect meritorious qualities, are constant in kindness and compassion, possess wisdom as vast as empty space, and are then able to, by hearing Dharma, to initiate the power of resolute decisiveness, and to acquiesce in unproduced Dharma's patience. They know Dharmas as unproduced, unarisen, signless, and uncreated, undestroyed, endless, not undergoing transformation, as beyond existence, uniformly equal, cutting short discriminations, as stepping beyond the range of thought, and as abiding like space. Having perfected this patience, they transcend frivolous theorizing, abide in the very deep, motionless, and constant quiescence, such as no one in the entire world could ever comprehend, and such as abandons all thoughts, signs, grasping, and attachment. Dwelling on this ground, they make no discriminations, like the bhikshu who has entered the cessation of torture, like one in a river fording dream who awakened and believes in it non-existent, and like one who, born in the Brahma heaven, severs base desires. By the power of original vows, they receive encouragement and guidance. Praise for gaining supreme patience, is given a crown anointing, and is told, the many Buddha Dharmas that we possess, you have now still not acquired. You must bring forth diligent vigor, although you have already extinguished the affliction's fires. The flaming afflictions the world's beings still blaze on. You must recall your original vow to help beings cross beyond and influence them all to cultivate the causes leading to liberation. True constancy of Dharma's nature and separation from our thoughts and our touch of the two vehicles can realize. Hence, it is not due to this that we are the world-honored ones. Rather, it is solely due to extremely deep and unimpeded knowledge. In this way, those worthy of the offerings of humans and devas bestow, causing them to deeply contemplate it. Thus, they completely develop boundlessly many Buddha Dharmas, and the single moments step beyond their many previous practices. When the Bodhisattva dwells on this ground of sublime knowledge, they then acquire vast spiritual super knowledge's powers, whereby in a moment their transformation bodies pervade the 10 directions as they become like a ship gone out to sea, carried across by the wind. The mind effortlessly avails itself of the power of knowledge, entirely knows the creation, destruction, and abiding of lands, all of the differences in each of the different sorts of realms, and is able to utterly know them in small, large, and boundless, the four great elements throughout the trillion worlds, the different sorts of bodies of the beings in the 6 rebirth destinies, as well as even the atoms forming the many jewels. With their knowledge, they contemplate all of these without exception. This Bodhisattva is also able to know all types of bodies and take on the same forms as theirs for the sake of teaching beings. In the countless lands with their many different types, they manifest their forms for them, with none wherein they is not everywhere present. Like the sun and moon that abiding in space display their reflections in all the bodies of water, they abide in the Dharma realm, remaining motionless, even as adapting to beings' minds. They manifest reflections in the same way, adapting to their minds' predilections that differ in each case. They manifest bodies in the presence of all beings, doing so with bodies of Sravakas, Pratyekabuddhas, Bodhisattvas, or Buddhas, having no type of body that they do not manifest. Bodies of beings, bodies of lands, karmic retribution bodies, bodies of the various Aryas, the knowledge body, the Dharma body, and the space-like body, all uniformly equal in character. They manifest them everywhere for the sake of beings. With 10 Arya knowledges, their contemplation extends everywhere. They also enact kindness and compassion to doing many works, entirely develops all dharmas of a Buddha, and in upholding moral precepts is as unmovable as Mount Sumeru, completely developed in 10 powers. They cannot be moved or shaken, cannot be turned back by any of Mara's words, is held and mindfully protected by Buddhas, is revered by the Deva kings, and is constantly served and guarded by traceless Vajra bearers. The meritorious qualities of those on this ground are boundless, indescribable even in thousands of myriads of kotis of kalpas. They continue by offering to Buddhas to skillfully gain in radiance that becomes like that of a crown adorning the head of the king. The Bodhisattva dwelling on the safe ground often serves as a Brahma headed king, Lord of 1,000 realms, who expounds endlessly on the 3 vehicles, everywhere shines forth their light of kindness, and dispels the afflictions of the many. The samadhis they acquire in but a single moment equal in number the atoms in 100 myriads of worlds. So too is the number of endeavors that they accomplish, and yet without power they may even manifest yet more. The Bodhisattva's 8th ground, the ground of immovability, has thus been summarily explained by me for the sake of all of you. Were one to pursue a vast sequentially presented analysis of this, without even speaking on it for a coterie of kalpas, one could still never finish.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
We're still here.
You're still here. Okay, we have, let's explain it to each other. No, okay. Let's just, we have maybe 10 minutes, let's just go in a group of 2.
Take a breath. The ground of immovability. What is it? Just see what comes out of your mouth. Let's start with, I don't know, and then see what happens next. Okay, so turn to somebody next to you and just, it's a koan. Koans, you're not supposed to get. You